in the mule. This is bigger than the music.
You really about to do it?
Yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence.
Who among us doesn't like black music? But Kendrick is right. This moment is so much bigger than music. These are serious times. We've got serious problems, and we need serious people who understand that slogans are not solutions. When you want substantial and sober analysis about things that matter to you and the ones you love, this is where you turn. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss it. There's something wrong with that.
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Let's start with one very simple acknowledgement right up front, and that is narcissists are pretty impressed with themselves. In fact, so much so that they feel like they get to write the rule book. They get to decide how life is supposed to play out. Now, here's one of the crazy, maddening things about that, though, and that is when they remind you about how everything is supposed to go, they don't necessarily read that rule book as it applies to themselves. So in other words, they'll establish standards for you that they themselves don't live up to. That's the double standard that we're looking at. And I want to see if we can kind of look into this and figure out what we're going to do when that is a very common kind of thing. I mean, a real simple thing is, let's suppose you have one member of a family who is extremely loose and free with the way they spend money on themselves, but then that same person can micromanage everybody else. It's like, I get to do it, but I've got a whole different standard for you. Or it may be that that whenever there's some sort of event that goes on, well, we'll do things my way, but then and I want you to compromise and come over here towards me. But then when it comes time for them to compromise and go along with some of your plans or preferences, it's like, no, we don't do that. Double standard. So I've listed out 10 of the most common double standards that I see, and I'm going to go through these, and I want you to see how common these might be in your relationships, and we're going to figure out how we might want to respond to something like that. For example, double standard number one, and this is absolutely no shock to anybody, and that is the narcissist can say, my opinions are of extreme importance. Your opinions don't matter. So in other words, you can't have opinions. I, of course, can have opinions, and in fact, I'm sure everybody wants to know mine, and so there's that inequity that's just a part of the relationship. Or a second double standard, and that is, I get to criticize you whenever I want. The double standard is, you'd better not criticize me at all. And so this speaks to their attitude of superiority, and just this sense that says, I'm so much better than you, so if I find fault in you, then you need to hear it. And of course, in their arrogance, it's like, I don't have any particular discernible faults, and even if I do, and if you try to point it out, you're probably wrong about it anyway, so you'd better not say a word that's critical about me. That's crazy making, isn't it? Or double standard number 3, and that is, you have to stay accountable to me. I don't have to stay accountable to you. Ooh. And this can play out in so many different ways, whether it's in time management or how you manage your connections with each other. For example, if the narcissist sends a text message to you, then the rule is you're supposed to get back in a prompt sort of way. Now, If you send a text message to them and if they don't feel like responding, they don't have to. I don't need to be accountable to you. Or they want to know where you're going to be and who you're going to be with and what kind of activities you've got. But then in reverse, it's like, I'm not telling you what I have going on with my day. I don't need to. And so there's that almost a parent-child kind of a thing, although I'd hate to even have to do that with a child. By the way, one of the things that's very common with narcissists is they like to keep secrets, and this is part of it, the lack of accountability. Or a fourth double standard that's quite common, and that is, I can yell and curse at you. You'd better not yell and curse right back at me. Now, this speaks to their levels of anger and how they manage anger. And so if they want to have this real strong, aggressive form of anger, and they're going to put you in your place, well, they feel like it's justified to do that. And if they have to belittle you, then that's just part of their gig. Now, if you get angry towards them, you'd better not come at me with that aggression, because you haven't earned the right to do that, so to speak. I have the right, but you don't. And it's the illogic of that is just so glaringly obvious, and yet to them it just makes perfect sense. Or a fifth double standard, and that is, it's desirable to invest time in my people. It's not desirable to invest time in your people. Now, this can be their own friends or their families, members or business associates. It's like, yeah, we need to spend a lot of time with them because I have a lot of things that I'm trying to accomplish there. But if you say, well, I have some folks that I'm interested in, the narcissist can come and say, as far as I'm concerned, they don't exist, at least not in my world. We're not going to.
Listen, not everybody has NPD. Okay? Yes, but many of us are racked with several narcissistic traits. We got to be honest with ourselves. We want the expectations of each other to be bidirectional. What applies to me applies to you. What applies to you applies to me. What you want me to do, right, I'll do. But it also has to apply to you. You have to do it for me as well. So many people don't like playing that game. Again, relationships is really a convenience store where they go to get their interpersonal supply. People think that supply is exclusive to narcissists. No, it's exclusive to hurt people. Do you hear me? It's exclusive to hurt people. You don't have to be you don't have to be a narcissist or right, or have NPD to be in a relationship where you might be giving less than what is being given to you. It just might be unconscious to you, or the reverse, where you're giving more than what is being given to you. What I tend to see is that people are bean counters. They are relationship accountants, relationship CPAs when it comes to what they give. Right? Not so much. Right? Right? Let me just say, when I'm giving you something, it means something to me because I gave it to you. When you give something to me, I get to critique it and compare it to the value and the thought of what I gave to you. They turn into these relationship CPAs. Well, now everything is under evaluation and comparison. It's ugly. Somebody said the relationship abacus side of the game. Absolutely. You initiate all of or most of the contact. Let me explain something. Being an anxious preoccupied, I know what that looks like. Initiating, right, contact to want to talk to folk. But let me tell you something. APs attract avoidant styles. And when you reach out and try to contact them, they get smothered. So as a healing AP, anxious, preoccupied, attachment style, I learned pull back. When you pull back from even avoidant types, they will hit you with the I initiate most of the contact. That's because contact and closeness brings out a type of spiritual and interpersonal claustrophobia in you. So you need to reach out to, come on now. Come on. They say the other person dominates the conversation in a one-sided relationship. Maybe the person that's listening ain't got too much to say. These are not good examples. You apologize for things even when it isn't your fault. That's you trying to hold on to something even if it's toxic. We got to stop putting that on the person. Right? Are you in a one-sided relationship? Dr. C broke it down from the narcissistic perspective. Not everybody is narcissistic, or not everybody has NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. But some of the characteristics that he outlined, don't act like many of us have not experienced that. Let me get my niece back in here. Attila from Houston, Texas, I want you to give me your final thought. I know in that early part of this framing, it was done to trigger. So I know some of what I said was triggering. Go ahead, Attila.
Wait, what happened? I was be triggered?
Good. You wasn't triggered. Great. So you were...
No.
No. You were
I've been working with you for months, Tio. Months. Years.
Now, you've been saying, like before we came forward, you were saying something that was very important, and I wanted you to get back to it. What was the thought on it?
I think I remember saying something about wants versus needs.
Yes.
More so in regards to when you're kind of, as an anxious person, tabulating in your mind what it is that you're not being given. And part of that is based on the fact that you have made some of your wants into needs. And you don't have the awareness to understand that a lot of the things you're asking for, you need to give yourself. But something else I wanted to touch on, that previous clip with Tynesha, when she was talking about the man desiring women and them having these certain standards that he felt like he couldn't reach. I mean, to me, that's like a ding dong. Like, sir, go back to the drawing board. Like, my thing is this. You cannot make someone want you, and that is perfectly fine. That's actually a protection mechanism for you and them. They have a right to say yay or nay, regardless of whether or not you think their standards are absurd or whatever, right? The other side of it, though, is when you're not really, when you're not necessarily aware of how you fit in the framing of how society has decided that we need to be, look, and where you stand in relation to that, right? Like, you will kind of find yourself in situations where you're dating outside of your, what would be the word? Maybe spiritual pedigree? I don't know.
Ooh,
like,
can you
sometimes
do that?
that's going to happen. I do, because I feel like, again, you have to think about it. Like, if I were somebody that was blind and I'm used to having people direct me around town, and now maybe I don't have that same level of help, I'm going to be going everywhere to try and find a place that's solid, right? And I think we do our dating in that way sometimes too, where we think that we're going to find a solid place to land based on what we feel like we deserve, not who we are.
So wait, I got to ask you this question. I got to ask you this question because of what you just said. I want to get your answer for this question right here. True or false? Your standards for others, when you are unhealed, are indicative of past failures to meet your own needs. True or false?
I would say true. It's been true in my life, for sure.
Really? Well, why is it
for
true?
Sure.
Tell me.
Well, so it was a big part of the reason why I wrote that part was because I was at that moment reflecting of moments where I wanted to be seen by a partner, a person, a parent, a family member. And it was like a revelation. Like, you don't necessarily need them to see you. You need to see you. So a lot of the things that I was hurt about or, had wounds behind are things that I actually just needed to work out on my own. And so any list or any sort of standards that I would have created at that time when I was unhealed would have been more based on the wounds that I had at the time, the traumas I was dealing with, and not with where I'm at now. Like, where I feel like I'm at now, I really don't care about a list. Like, a list is the last thing on my mind.
Right.
But I think back then, the reason why I felt like I needed a list is because I didn't really have the grounding. When you don't have the self-awareness, you need a template. I don't need a template now. I am the template.
Ooh, come on, Leroy. I see the glow, the yellow glow. Come on. Let me ask you this then. Oh, because this is so good. This is rich. I love it. So, would you say, right? Well, let me ask you this. First, are you open to being a little transparent tonight?
Oh, hell.
Yeah,
What it's about. You got me cussing on the radio. My bad, Tavis. Tavis, when I meet you, I'm going to apologize. I can't write no checks, but I'm going to say I'm sorry.
Oh, hell.
Yeah, go ahead.
So,
go ahead.
Have you been the architect of a one-sided relationship that was designed to protect what you have, what you haven't addressed within yourself? Like you wanted the relationship, but you created a framework through expectations, through standards, and should we say another bastardized word here, through boundaries that was really self-serving. Did you do that?
Multiple times.
Wow.
It wasn't just one time.
Multiple times. I'm guilty.
Yes. I mean, it's the truth. Like, okay, to me, avoidance is a framework, right? Like, anxiety, anxious, preoccupied is a framework. It's a framework of your conditioning. And I just so happen to have both of them.
Wow.
So I think in regards to the most recent situation that you may be talking about, I was definitely creating a framework to protect a lot of the areas inside me that were vulnerable, broken, but also when you're over focused or hyper fixated on what someone else needs to do, then it kind of, gives me an excuse to not work on myself. And so when that situation passed, it was like, oh, this is time to do some emotional spring cleaning. It's time for me to get in here and scrub a dub on the spiritual side of the game. Why? Because all the things that you've put off and decided not to do that are collecting dust and like a spiritual hoarding side of the game type thing, like you have to clean that up. I still have to go through and organize and break down the boxes. I think even Krishnamurti has a message that it says like, you still have to clean your kitchen. So that's kind of how I look at like the emotional health of my life. Like,
man,
in the moments where I'm trying to get other people to do stuff, my emotional health's not too good. I have to take care of me,
Let me just say, here's the virtual hug for my niece calling in, being so transparent. Here's the virtual hug from your uncle. We appreciate it. Guess what you just did?
I brought Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas is on the board. Listen, if you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we going to the A, Atlanta, Georgia.
Relationships. Got you confused? Need some straight talk? This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics with no-nonsense wisdom and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask and giving you the answers you need to hear. You're inside the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two. You ready?
Somebody make some noise in this joint. KBLA Talk 1580 celebrates its 4th anniversary this year on Juneteenth.
Here we go again.
Hard to believe 4 years has gone by so fast.
Oh my God.
But here we are, still standing, still loving and serving our people as best we can.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
To celebrate our 4th anniversary, we have 4 big events, and you're invited to all of them.
She got a lot to say. Let's do this.
Let's get it on. On Wednesday, June 18th, we go live on C-SPAN for the 2nd consecutive year with our Climate Justice Plus Black Health Symposium. Tavis Smiley will moderate an all-star panel of thinkers and influencers as we continue our vitally important climate justice work.
Hey, Tavis Smiley, talk about.
On Thursday, June 19th, you're invited to join us as we celebrate Juneteenth and our 4th anniversary. There will be plenty of food, fun, great music, good vibes, and all of your favorite KBLA Talk 1580 hosts will be there.
Yeah, man.
Flip the beat. On Saturday, June 21st, there are 2 big events you're invited to attend.
I can't wait to hear it.
This year, KBLA Talk 1580 continues its annual partnership with the Empowerment Congress for a community celebration and dialogue to educate, engage, and empower. This year's theme is resilience in the face of chaos.
Can't wait to see what's up next.
Y'all ain't ready for this.
And new this year is our State of Black Women in Los Angeles Symposium, moderated by Dominique DePrima, with a luncheon to follow. Dominique will be leading a dialogue with some of the most impactful Black women leaders in Los Angeles, and you're invited to join.
This is it.
All of these events are free, but seating is limited, so you must register in advance at our KBLA1580.com website, where you can find all the details you need about each event.
Check it out.
It's our 4th anniversary, and we would love to celebrate it with you.
I love you guys so much. There's nothing you can do about it.
We're KBLA Talk 1580.
The only black talk radio station west of the Mississippi.
Thank you for having our black.
Happy anniversary, KBLA.
Love you.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I've been acting different, yeah. Funny how I finally flipped the script on ya. When you the one who's double dipping, yeah. You so sloppy how I caught you slipping, You're off the lease, run me my keys. No more popping up the hitty, yeah. I ain't even got the miles to trip on, yeah. No phone, who is this? Brand new, like the whip, rack it up, no assist. I ain't average, wake up, need a zip. Hennessy, take a sip, look at my jeans, I'm too thick. I ain't got no room for extra baggage. Don't forget to come and pick up your feelings. Don't leave no pieces.
I think it's important for us to stand on our standards. It's 10 toes standing on standards. The issue that comes into play is when you feel like your standard is gold and law and gives you space to belittle other people or talk down to other people. It don't. You can say, I love such and such without even mentioning anything else. You can say, I'm for such and such without even mentioning the other side of it. Have your standards, stand on them, have your preferences. Make sure your standards lead with something that's important and not the shallow, oh, he got to be 6'3", or he got to be this, or he got to be that. Make sure he believe in God. Make sure he come from a solid foundation as far as family. Make sure he has a career, or he's good at communicating. He's good at listening and receiving messages. You feel me? Like make sure your standards that you standing on, they worth something. Because a lot of the times we be standing on.
Andy, bring it back, run it back, bring that beat back, Y'all want to hear that beat again, right?
To stand on our standards. It's 10 toes standing on standards. The issue that comes into play is when you feel like your standard is gold and law and gives you space to belittle other people or talk down to other people. It don't. You can say, I love such and such without even mentioning anything else. You can say, I'm for such and such without even mentioning the other side of it. Have your standards, stand on them, have your preferences. Make sure your standards lead with something that's important and not the shallow, Oh, he got to be 6'3", or he got to be this, or he got to be that. Make sure he believe in God. Make sure he come from a solid foundation as far as family. Make sure he has a career, or he's good at communicating. He's good at listening and receiving messages. You feel?
Listen, making sure somebody believes in God is a hard thing to prove. Because as we saw in the movie Sinners, and I know it's fictional, even the vampire knew the Bible. Just because somebody recite a scripture doesn't mean they are in alignment with God. Huh? Make sure he believe in God. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten, that whosoever, anybody, we know the words. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy king. Everybody know how to recite something. Remember that little short prayer we used to recite at dinner time? Jesus wept. My mom would say, just say anything to pray over the food. I would be the one. Jesus wept. Okay, cool. We can. Did you see what I'm saying? Anybody can recite something. How do you make sure that they believe in God? Not based off of what they say. It's based on what they embody. That's beyond behavior. Embodiment is beyond behavior. There's resonance in it. Have you ever met somebody, they walk in the room and they change the atmosphere through presence alone? That's what we're looking for. Make sure they believe in God. Not make sure that, man, do you know how many Bible study certificates I won as a child? The memorization game was cold. Listen, to what extent might the strict standards you set for others be a projection of your own unresolved needs? And how can acknowledging this reshape your personal inner work? How can we empirically measure the imbalance in relational power when one partner's external expectations mask their internal dissonance? True or false, imposing high standards on others when you have not addressed your own inner conflicts is analogous to prescribing a nutritional plan for someone while neglecting your own diet. In what ways do cultural and spiritual narratives contribute to the creation of a bidirectional standard system within intimate relationships? How might attachment theory explain the emergence of non-negotiables in our expectation of others while our self-standards remain fluid or absent? How you got self-standards that are fluid or even absent, but you got non-negotiables? Cognitive dissonance. When I come forward, I promise we go into the A.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Black civil rights attorney Ben Crump is scoring a major win as Harvard University agreed to give up photos of enslaved father and daughter Renty and Delia Taylor taken in 1850 for a racist study.
We think people all around the world is better for this historic settlement.
The images will go to the International African American Museum, resolving a lawsuit filed by their descendant, Tamara Lanier. 2 female Secret Service officers are suspended after a fight out of former President Obama's D.C. home. Video shows them punching, shoving, and one officer demanding a supervisor before threatening to beat up her colleague for showing up late. And Mariah Carey, Jamie Foxx, Snoop Dogg, and Kirk Franklin will be honored with Ultimate Icon Awards at the BET Awards on June 9th. Hosted by Kevin Hart, the show will feature performances from Carey, Franklin, and Snoop. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Every day, a child in poverty waits for a sponsor is another day of hopelessness. There are thousands of kids who've been waiting over a year. and their weight. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Just text the word radio to 83393.
40 acres and a mule, this is bigger than the music. Yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence.
Who among us doesn't like black music? But Kendrick is right. This moment is so much bigger than music. These are serious times. We've got serious problems, and we need serious people who understand that slogans are not solutions. When you want substantial and sober analysis about things that matter to you and the ones you love, this is where you turn. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews. It's a lot of time and work. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates for your job the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro is super easy to use. You simply pick a time, and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Best of all, you save time and energy.
Try Zip Intro for free right now at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today, talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
It's never too early to start talking about money in realistic ways with your kids. JP Morgan Chase navigates how to educate your kids now about creating long-lasting, healthy money habits. Whether your kids are in elementary school, high school, or college, now is a great time to start a conversation about ways to create healthy money habits as they grow, ultimately benefiting their financial future. Talking about money in a realistic way to support your kids' lifestyle and dreams, your first banking account geared towards high school or college. It's never too early. Explaining the basics, what you earn and what you spend, building financial confidence starts with getting organized. Learning and practicing vital money skills now will stay with them for life. Tools they will have to stay on top of their finances and achieve their goals. This segment is sponsored by JP Morgan Chase.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
If you got it, it ain't a question. Oh, it ain't no room for guessing. No more than emotionally invested. Showing you all my imperfections. Oh, if I let you, don't take me for granted. Oh, giving me silence. Promise that you won't let me fall. Holding me tight, loving me right, giving me life all night. You could be telling me lies, making me cry.
You don't have to say it. I'll say it for you, okay? Who does she think she is that she can corner turn? Well, let me remind you, Mel Robbins, she has her own theory. Gaslighting was coined from a play/movie, and here I am introducing self-caging. So let me tell you what it is. Self-caging is intentional, deliberate, and is rooted in the way that we have gotten so smart about our pain. It's when you weaponize your experience, not necessarily to hurt others, but to protect yourself from the uncomfortable reality that you have more power than you think. You've gotten smart about your pain. You've learned how to articulate your struggle so well that it sounds like wisdom when really it's just justification for staying stuck. You know how to make your limitations sound like self-protection and even sometimes growth, but that's just another way to cling to your comfort zone. And let's not act like it's not deliberate, because it is. It's not about blaming others or saying you don't deserve to feel what you feel. It's about recognizing that deep down, you know better. You know that feelings are not facts. You know that nobody is coming to save you. You know that your life is your responsibility, no matter how fair it's been. But rather than facing that reality, you hide behind the story that makes you feel safe. And that's why I say that self-caging is intentional, because you know better, but you choose not to do better. It's a way of holding on to pain because it feels predictable, even if it's suffocating. Here's a question for you. Am I rejecting anything that forces me to face the reality that I could actually be stronger than I'm letting myself be? That's the question.
Ooh, I don't want to be accountable for that much power. Oh, Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility, Peter. I don't want to be Peter Parker. I don't want to be Spider-Man, right? Yeah. So what you do is you weaponize your boundaries. You weaponize your expectations. They become the messiah of your future relationships. If you would but adhere to my boundaries, my expectations, right? Then you are the chosen one in my life. Oh, this is terrible work, but a lot of people are doing it. Do you agree or disagree? The boundaries you set for your partner serve as a mirror to your own hidden vulnerabilities and unhealed wounds? How can the interplay between ego, shame, and guilt transform the nature of the standards you impose on others versus those you hold for yourself? What does it mean when clinical psychology meets metaphysics in asking, are your expectations for others a form of self-exile from your own internal responsibility? It's hella quiet, ain't it? We need some crickets. Do we got crickets? It's hella quiet, ain't it? It's a lot of people out here swear they know what they doing in relationship. No, you know what you're doing to people in relationships. But you take it as, I just know what I'm doing. You're a maneuverer. You're a manipulator. And it's all self-serving. Every relationship you've ever been in since you were hurt as a child became a one-sided relationship where you are on the top. And you call yourself a good person. Mac from Atlanta, it's your time to shine. Let's talk about it. Hey, Mac.
Time to shine, huh?
Hey, no profanity, but yo, you new to the show. Hey, man, you brought the A in the building, man. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Well, I look at relationships, I look at it as a lack of value, of true value for something that works. And then a lack of welfare. You don't care about the people. You care about the things. So it's not, you don't care about the welfare and the safety of the people. And then it's immaturity.
Huh.
and I can break it down.
Please.
You know?
Wait a minute. Is this my brother? Suge Mac 5'10" from Oakland back down to the A?
Nah, this C-Mac, man.
Okay.
Mr. Lobster and Shrimp from Ohio.
Okay,
Youngstown.
I got you. Come on, keep cooking, brother. Let's go.
All right. Well, the value is this, you know. It's like the value for what works based on what you want. It's like I can already get a scenario. It's like the car that starts up every day. As it becomes old, it's just old. Its value is not the same value to a lot of people. It just looked at, oh, that old car, but it's doing everything it needs to do. But you still trade it in for that new car. You see, then you get that new car, and it's giving you all kind of problems. You saying, damn, I should just kept my old car. The old car did everything you wanted it to do.
How about
but
it?
it wasn't good enough after a while.
Come on, from A to B, got me from A to B.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people on this phone fumbled a good person, and they thinking back like, wow, I let that go.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you messed it up. So it ain't like people ain't had that person. It's just that they didn't have everything they wanted, or it got old. Now I'm gonna break down the welfare. It's like, do you really care about the people or the things that you can get from being with the people? Because if you really care about the people, you have an organic, genuine feeling about them, and you want them to be building too. You want them to be getting the things they want. So that comes with compromise. That comes with maturity. Like, okay, I might have to lose certain things just to get what I really want from a situation. Instead of, I want everything I dream of from the situation, which is not real.
I see you. But let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you something right now. You done pulled out the Emerald Lagasse special seasoning. You got the high-end truffle oil. You understand? You got the Trinity, which is onions, bell peppers, and what else? The onions, bell peppers, and y'all. No. Trinity, onions, bell peppers, and carrots. Come on. You in here with the Trinity right now. You cooking that good. Listen, hold tight. Don't go nowhere. When we come forward, man, I'm going to let this brother Mac finish up this meal, man.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a Black and Brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. WalkGoodLG, or find them on Instagram at WalkGoodLA. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
The Comedy Connection series featuring KBLA's Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, and the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady. We're going to transform relationship disasters into stand-up material live at Inglewood's Miracle Theater on May 31st at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. My clinical team will disclose all of your dating woes, while the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady, has hand-selected supremely talented comedians to roast all of our tragic relationship choices. I dare you to bring your ex's phone number, because Ray, he's going to text it live, and the crowd will be sourcing emojis. Tickets are moving swiftly, so don't hesitate to grab yours at themiracleinglewood.com before I diagnose your dating history as a pre-existing condition.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Sleeping all day, chief and rolling. Big D, all gangs, about to lose it. The body's on fire. Ooh, love me long till you get tired. Ooh, baby, you got what you's a real one, I'm inspired. Break me off and get you, yeah, when the lights is out.
Don't say to yourself at the end of these talks and question and answers, I haven't changed. Why have I not changed? It's your fault. You have spoken for so many 60 years perhaps, and I have not changed. Is it the fault of the speaker, or you have not been able to apply it? And so if you don't apply, naturally it's the fault of the speaker. Then you become cynical and do all kinds of absurd things.
Man, Krishnamurti, he don't have a lot of time to be playing with people. This is why we affectionately refer to him as Krishnahurti, because he's going to hurt your ego's feelings. Why haven't you changed? If you haven't changed, is it the speaker's fault? Who is the speaker? Of course, he's referencing himself, but the speaker could be anybody in your life. Whoever created the mold, whatever mold you consciously chose to follow. Is it their fault you didn't change? No, it's your fault you didn't change. Oh, but you spend the majority of your life creating systems of manipulation to keep people close and yet at bay. You want your relationships to reflect what is happening within inside of you, which is cognitive dissonance. You want closeness without commitment. You want fun and stimulation without hurt and pain, and it all comes together. You don't want individuation. You'd rather have manipulation of others. Maintaining yourself while extrapolating the spiritual fuel out of another. This is what relationships has become. And I stand corrected. The Trinity is onions, bell peppers, and celery. Okay? Let me get it right. Celery. Now, let me get Mac back on the line real quick to get his final thoughts here. Mac, please give me your final thought on what you were expounding on.
My final thoughts is this, as far as the maturity level. When we we want certain things from a person, but we got to realize what we are attracted to. You know, women, men, we ain't attracted to money. So when somebody do got all kind of money, yeah, they can get stuff for you, but are you attracted to that? You're attracted to that type of person, and people don't even know what type of person they really attracted to. They're not being true to themselves. You know.
I love it, brother. I love it. Thank you,
So-
man. Thank you. And listen, you got a seat at the table of the voice of reason now. All right, we got a few people in Atlanta that call in all the time, man. I expect to hear from you more often, okay?
Oh, no problem. It's all good.
Hey,
man.
brother, thank you
Hold
for
it
bringing
down.
the A in the building. Let me get on back to Laleezy. Los Angeles in the house. You already know who it is, legendary JW from South Central Los Angeles. Talk to me.
Hey, how you doing, brother? Yeah, that brother, he pretty much said everything that I had in mind in reference to, true worth, true value, compared to something superficial. I can recall when a body was attractive to me or a pretty face, and that was a value or worth of something that was satisfying, but you got to be deeper than that. And I like to reference some of the quotes you were saying in reference to the philosophers, and which is being connected. I just like to prefer to use the scripture and say be connected to the vine.
Man, the
which
scripture is welcome here, brother. It's welcome here.
I know, bro. I know that. I this is how I happen to phrase it. Trust me, I respect how you get down, man. I love how you compare all the various religions and philosophers and science and combine it together. You come with truth and knowledge. Knowledge is power.
Man, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man.
But I'm going to let you go, man. I'm going to get off the phone now.
Hey, I love you, JW. I love you, brother. But, hey, sometimes you got to talk longer so we can play your theme song.
Oh, my God.
JW from South Central Los Angeles. You're the next contestant on the VOR. Come on down.
Wow. My brother.
Hey, man, we love you, brother. We love you. Thank you for
I
bringing
love y'all back, man. I'm going to try my best to get there to the show.
All right, brother. I hope to see you, my friend.
All right, take care.
Man, I love JW, man. That's a good brother. He got a good spirit, man. Really good spirit. Love the fact that he's been calling in from day one. From day one. We're in year 3 right now. Let's get deeper. The hypocrisy of demanding standards from a partner while evading personal accountability reverberates as one of the most dissonant and self-defeating paradoxes within human interaction. Cognitive dissonance, the mental discomfort arising from holding conflicting beliefs or attitudes, manifests powerfully when one expects a partner to embody qualities and behaviors that remain absent from one's own repertoire. Right? Whether it's emotional repertoire, or i.e. emotional intelligence, whether it's communicative repertoire, i.e. Collaborative and cooperative communication, nonviolent communication, as opposed to avoidant or competitive or combative. And competitive communication isn't always that bad. But to expect somebody to be something that you're not, and to present yourself as if you are that, right? Let me explain something. There's a Sanskrit term that you guys know. I like pulling out a term here or there. Let's see. I want you guys to hear this. There's a term for this. Tatvam asi. Tatvam asi. That is the Sanskrit term for I am that. Thou art that. Tatvam asi. In Sanskrit, it's a mantra, right, from the Advaita tradition, typically translated as I am that or thou art that. It is one of the 4 principles of Mahavakyas, or great sayings from the ancient Hindu text known as the Upanishads. It represents a state of consciousness, no different from the book of Exodus 3:14. Tell them I am sent you. See, what you fail to realize is there's a through line of truth in every belief system. At a higher level of conscious, you become that. What? I am. You become I am. That's what self-realization, self-actualization is. Any level of consciousness that is below that can suffer with it's somebody else's fault. See, when you so caught up on your identity, you fail to realize you set yourself up into codependency. Because you can't do it by yourself as a single ego, as a single identity. Do you see? You raise up the level of consciousness. You are that. I am that. Do you see? Codependency comes in when there's a lack of self-love. I am that is love. Do you see? And if you can't love you, all you have are empty, one-sided demands for others. The discrepancy between internal self-development and external expectation not only undermines genuine connection, but also sets the stage for perpetual relationship sabotage. At its core, expecting your partner to attain or emulate traits that you yourself have not cultivated erects a fortress of hypocrisy within your spirit. This fortress is built from layers of unaddressed insecurities, unresolved past wounds, and blatant refusals to engage in self-introspection. Listen, I get turned up. I like to start the conversation, but it's really up to you to finish it. I'm the voice of reason. I try to be reasonable. Listen, I want you guys to finish tonight's conversation. Maybe you guys can break bread over a meal. Andy is like, they ain't gonna do it. Listen, when we come forward, it'll be tomorrow, but tomorrow is my Friday. But you know what my Saturday is about. Come support Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, KBLA's own. Come down to the Miracle Theater, themiracleinglewood.com. Purchase your tickets. I'll see y'all on Saturday and tomorrow.
But we don't really want to. I just wanna get away and sit right next to you. I don't wanna kiss you. Yeah, I just wanna feel you.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.